7,
6,
6.
5,
Happy New
4,
Year!
3, 2, 1. Click.
Is everybody ready?
Click the button.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
was
weren't
counting
clapping?
so slow. So if
you
someone
weren't-
wasn't,
I thought we were just goofing.
no, we're never
We're
goofing.
always goofing.
I took it so seriously.
We're always on. This show
Steph,
is always
Steph took
on.
notes on that. Secret. We're starting at 7 count now.
7.
I am drinking from my Brad and Steph class. So cheers to Brad and Steph.
Yay.
Mini
Nice.
safe return.
I oddly had a pocket knife in my dish or my dice thing.
Leave that in.
Yes.
Just in case. In case
But
we need to do any
Hey
stabbing.
everyone,
Just so you
welcome
know,
back
bats-
to St. Paxton, where we keep knives in our dice kits.
Kids?
I'm the GM, Veronica. I don't have a knife.
I'm
Now.
Stacy, and I always stab with knife. And also, I play Bellamy.
Yay!
Hey there, I'm Mike and I play Todd B.
Who gets stabbed with knives?
Yes.
Routinely.
I'm Steph, and I play Clara, and I only stab books.
My name is Fred, and I play Edward Worthington III, and bats always beat knives.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh no.
We've gone back.
Okay, well, thanks everyone. That was the perfect intro, and I feel like we don't even really need to introduce ourselves anymore. Can we just please reuse that going forward? That would make me happy. Okay, yeah, seriously, Mike, what happened in the last episode? I forget.
Oh, last time on Welcome to St. Paxton, Edward just destroyed everything.
He said, beep, boop, beep.
Well,
Bellamy?
look, destroyed everything. I mean, we're still in a room that's intact.
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay, listen, like, he
okay.
didn't, like, reach into a scroll kind of destroy things, but, I mean, he really destroyed things.
Destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I was here for it.
I mean, if it's a Rubik's Cube island, can you really destroy anything?
Actually,
Yes,
that's a great way to look at it.
with a firecracker.
Is that our new catchphrase? You can destroy anything.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Edward's
love
gonna
it.
get that as a tattoo
Yes.
on his face.
Oh, no.
What? You went full Mike Tyson?
Well, no, because Clara with
Yeah.
the face tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways. So where did we actually land on the very end of it? So Bellamy is in ice, right? Coming through? I forget.
I think
did we
everyone
actually-
is in ice.
Yeah, you said ice figures were coming through. You didn't specifically mention Bellamy, and you said Watley came through.
No, Bellamy for sure is there.
I just re-listened to it. But
You
I mean, I'm
just
hoping she's there.
you just re-listened to it?
Well, yeah, the last part.
But she had been there before, remember?
Yeah.
Because
I had
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
forming. Yeah.
okay. But then the last place that we left off was Watley's body kind of coming into full view, right?
But
Yeah.
but more importantly, what about the dog?
We'll get there.
Oh, good.
Everybody's rooting for
I was
that
told
little
on
dog.
Twitter that I needed more dogs to kill, so
Wow.
Who
that's
lied to
actually
you?
not what they said at all.
Why would
Who
they say
said that?
I want their at right now.
No one's ever said that to me.
Mm. So this dog will be fine.
Dave's
Okay.
lying. That's not good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go close the door.
Tell Dave happy
Stacey?
birthday.
Yeah, tell Dave happy birthday. And no
And
one
it's-
else.
Oh. I was going to
Thanks,
say it was
Dave.
somebody else's birthday.
It's
but-
not.
That makes me feel real
It's-
special.
Well, not when they hear the podcast. But
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, that's accurate. So when you hear this, say happy
I mean-
birthday, Steph.
Oh,
Yes. When
Yeah,
you hear
actually,
this, yeah.
yeah.
And
When you hear
Dave.
the episode,
All right,
tweet
best
at
I can
Steph
do.
happy birthday, no matter what day it is you listen
Oh,
to it.
this
Yeah.
will be
Please.
fun.
Yes. Even if it's 10 years from now,
When you
Ooh,
listen
what's
to this,
2029
it's Steph's
look like?
birthday.
Oh,
right?
In 2029, are we on the brink of another depression?
do we still have birthdays?
Probably not.
Do we still have Planet?
Look,
Probably not.
No.
I feel like after like the next election, it's gonna be like our what was it? The game that we played when we were auditioning for the show. And it's just like a post-apocalyptic San Jose that I wake up in a vault and it's just
Yes.
like he finally did it. Orange finally did it, that fucking bastard.
Well, I can't wait to see that my predictions for the future do not come true. That would be soups good for me. I'd be really happy about it. Okay, so the last thing was the statue forming. So you watch as Nicholas Watley's face forms from ice. A few moments pass, and you all hear this loud beating heart, and it seems like it's filling the room. And you see Bellamy in her ice sculpture just sort of getting wet. And then Bellamy steps through. That's all I'm
back,
saying.
bitches.
Someone
I
else needs to
stand
fucking say
for at
something.
least 5 minutes in stunned silence.
And then begins to make a fake fucking leg.
Out of
Nice
ice.
leg.
Nice leg.
Hey there, Bells.
Are you okay?
Question. I'm sorry. Do I remember anything?
No.
We just went over this in the last Hangouts.
Bro, I'm not smart. I don't
know, it's a new
remember.
Hangouts.
Wait, we didn't talk about what I remembered.
Yes, we did. It was the first thing I talked about.
Literally didn't write it down. Thing I wrote down was something else.
No, sir, it didn't
Oh.
happen.
God. Okay, so you have very strong memories of the Earth kind of like coming to an end.
Okay.
And then as soon as you walk through the ice, you kind of like have these weird tingling memories of the alternate life that I told you about.
That's what it is.
So right now, you're in an in-between.
But I don't.
You're
know.
like where the cheese meets the ham in a ham and cheese sandwich.
I kind of get it. Okay.
Happy birthday, Steph.
This is great.
What? Where are we? What are all of these? Are these people?
Yes.
Is this real?
Pretty
As
sure.
far as we can tell, yeah.
Feels real.
I've been hearing your voices for so long. I can't believe this. And I will rush over to hug Clara.
I will hug you very tightly. Sorry, I've got a background noise.
You're right. I will move between each of them and give them hugs as well. I'm so sorry. I've missed you guys so much.
How long have you been gone?
Or have we been gone?
Bellamy, you distinctly remember this time apart from your friends being close to maybe 8 to 9 months.
A long time, months and months. Too long.
Oh, wow.
Edward, as you give Bellamy a hug and she's like wrapping her arms around you, you notice something very different about just her physique. Um, she feels fit, very much like she has a lot more muscle mass now. She's in kind of a baggy sweatshirt and some baggy sweatpants, but her body feels different. And the rest of you might know that, but Edward for sure recognizes this.
Wow. Well, I'm just glad you're back. You look great. Uh, I'm sorry, we were kind of watching, I guess, and I was trying to get a hold of you, but we've been stuck in here for a while, and I don't know. I'm just glad you're back.
What do you mean stuck?
Listen, it would be much easier if we just show you what we saw.
Okay.
And I will walk over to the pedestal and rewind to that point where Darius was manning the controls and we all walked through. After the explosion of the wedding between Clara and Edward.
Can you say that again? Just make it all so that it's easier for them to
Yeah.
edit.
I will step over the pedestal and rewind back to the point where we entered this room after the explosion at Clara and Edward's wedding at some point in the past.
So we've been here before.
Yeah, not sure how many times.
Darius, too.
Bellamy, this sounds awfully familiar, like something that someone else has told you.
So, I mean, Nicholas had mentioned that the world was like resetting or something, and for some reason, I don't remember it, but he remembers some of it. Maybe Nicholas will know what's going on. I start to look around the room.
You very clearly see the ice formation of Nicholas's body, wearing the same clothes that he was wearing when you remember things coming to an end.
I walk over to it. How does this work? How do we get him out?
People just come out?
Oh.
Wait, do we want him to come out?
I was kind of wondering.
As
that.
Edward
Yes.
says that, the fleshy color of Nicholas's skin sort of blinks in and out.
Yes, of course we want him to come out. I don't think you guys realize how much Nicholas helped me. Like he means a lot to me.
How much do we know about him and who or what he is?
I mean, I know a lot about him. We spent all of this time together. He was the only person here for me. You guys, when you left, when all of that happened, the people were angry. They basically shunned me, and I spent all of my time in Masada hearing your voices, just breaking down and going crazy. And Nicholas was the only person really. He kept me sane. He kept me going.
So, Bells, we don't know how this works. We don't know why we can remember things, but we didn't remember things previously. He might not remember. Or we might not remember after we leave. I don't know how it works. I don't know if
Well,
that was Darius messing with it or what.
I mean, he told me he remembers other things. That was part of it. I mean, he said that we would be together again, but it was that he didn't know how long it was going to take because Darius wasn't around. So resets, who knows? But now it's happening.
But now there's also like a whole. I mean, don't you have all these new memories in your head?
As Todd says that, all of the additional statues that are in the room just shatter, turn into tiny little cubes of ice. The only statues that remain are those of Nicholas and a small dog. These cubes of ice begin to melt, and you see that there's probably a foot of water that's just surrounding all of you and is stuck in this mausoleum.
Also, we haven't quite figured out how to leave.
Yeah, there's that.
Is that
Another
bad?
set of bodies, or rather statues, appears, and the water level rises.
Ooh.
I'm I want to rush over and pick up my puppy sculpture, and I'm gonna hold it because I don't want it to drown.
As you do, the puppy comes to life and it starts paddling up against you and begins licking your face,
Oh,
being
Maslow.
restored to life.
Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. And I
It-
will go ahead.
Go ahead.
At that, when I realized that worked with the dog, I'm going to go over and I guess like hug the statue of Nicholas.
As you hug the statue of Nicholas, the rest of your team watches, knowing that they have seen Nicholas stare right at them through the mirror, knowing full and well what was happening. And you watch as Bellamy pulls his statue close to her, and his eyes come alive. Just his eyes. And they scan the room. And they take a long, hard look at each of you. And then you notice that the ice statue, its mouth lilts up at the corner. And a devious smile appears. And then Nicholas buries his head in the corner. I'm sorry. And then Nicholas buries his head in Bellamy's neck. One sec. You did it. We made it. I'm so happy.
Me
I
too.
missed you.
I missed you too. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad this worked. Everybody started shouting. I was so worried.
Well, where are we?
I turned back to the group. None of us know it's a box, but there's this thing over here that wow, I was gonna call him Mike.
Who dat?
There's this thing over here. I was gonna do it again. Jesus. Let me give me a second. I'm having a moment. All right. There's this thing over here that Todd was showing me that like we can see things through. But I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah, Bells, I think he already knows about that. But we do need to get out of here fast.
Wait, what do you mean? Who knows about what? Who are you?
Oh, my gosh! So this is Clara, and that's
Clara. I didn't recognize you because of your face. Sorry. I know you. You're Edward and Todd. Okay. Wow. I can't believe I'm finally really getting to meet you.
You already met
Amazing. Hiroshi and Rob, I'm so sorry. I am trying to type and capture all of these. Sorry.
So, what we can tell is Darius either came in or exited from this spot on the wall, but it's just a wall, so we're really at a loss. Any thoughts, Belle?
I will walk over and run my hand along the wall. I'm looking at my sheet,
Okay.
which I should have looked at earlier. Let's see. Can I use spot hidden?
You can try anything.
Cool. I am going to roll a spot hidden then. I got a 2.
A
barely
2?
below. Yes.
A
That's
2.
good.
That's great. Bellamy, one with Earth, one with St. Paxton. Wholly centered in mind, body, and soul. You put your hands on the ground and you feel the water moving like it's being slowly sucked out from the bottom, as though there's some sort of filter. And you very slowly start going to areas where you think that it feels like it's like maybe it's stronger, like the pull is stronger. And you see that the water is very slowly seeping out from underneath the place where the wall meets the floor, as though there's a tiny little gap between the floor and the wall. Maybe that's how air is getting in, or you're not sure, but you know that something has happened that if you needed to, you could get out by making yourself extraordinarily small and going between the floor and the wall.
I look around for a little bottle that says "Eat me."
You see a small bottle appear, and it says, "Eat me."
What? What? How did you do that?
I am not sure.
She was trying to fuck with the GM, and that's what happened. And now she's going to be afraid of it.
No, I conjured it. So I found a small gap between the floor and the wall, and it made me think maybe if we were small, we could just scoot on underneath there, which made me think of Alice in Wonderland and this. So let's do it.
Oh,
Oh.
can't you maybe with the water move? Is it like a door? Can you move it up?
Maybe.
That might be safer than drinking a strange bottle.
No, here. Give it to me. I'll test it. I'll try it. I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, I don't want you to get hurt either. I'm the one who conjured it.
You also don't know if there's going to be another one to make you grow big at the end. Like, this didn't exactly go well for Alice in the story.
That's fair.
We're not sure. It
Right,
wasn't
so
just
let me
acid.
do it. We shouldn't sacrifice Bellamy.
Whoa. Okay, we're not sacrificing anyone. Let maybe try the water thing first, Bells?
I will try the water thing first.
What do you do?
Sorry.
Now you're just fucking with me.
Two can play
Eat
this
me.
game.
I will take the puppy and hand it off to Nicholas. And then I will stand there and I'm going to breathe deep and I'm going to center myself and attempt to use my mind to push the water under the gap and force it up like a jet. Not like that fast, but like a controlled jet of water for that force.
Cool. So Bellamy starts meditating or something in the middle of the room. In the meantime, the rest of you notice that several other several other ice statues have appeared and begin to melt. The water is now almost at breast level for those of you that are shorter.
I'm going to go ahead and stop. I turn and take Maslow back from us and hand him the jar.
You notice that Maslow is not doing super well. The water is very cold. It's just melted ice.
I hold him on my shoulders above my head.
He kind of gets up on your head and just sits there like a dog hat.
That works for me. Please be careful.
You hear some whining. Look, I don't think we have a choice. Give it to me. I'll eat it.
I do not like this. I hand him the bottle, but I trust you.
How are the rest of you looking or reacting to Nicholas?
I am
could
very
see their
nervously glancing between Clara and Edward.
What's the intent of that? Like, are you trying to relay something to us? Like,
No, I'm just well, Todd just watched her basically go crazy because we were trying to chat with her and then develop this relationship, and then she has trust in this individual. And even though that we have misgivings, it doesn't make sense to just Todd just doesn't know what to do about it. So he's just kind of looking at Clara and Edward like, are we going to do something about this? Like, do we need to do something about this? I don't know. Should we trust him? Type of thing.
Impulsively, I yell out, "We don't have the time for this." And I grab the bottle and I eat it.
Rude.
Are you just ruffling papers?
No, I'm looking at my book.
Trying to make us nervous by rustling papers.
Yeah, is that what gets you?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. Gosh. Hey, no, what are you doing? Do you eat it?
I mean, is it made out of glass? Like,
Yeah, I
should I
was gonna
just
say-
drink it? Can I just drink it? Like,
How do you eat this?
yeah.
Okay.
I was just going along with it.
Here's a better question, actually. So Bellamy asked for a bottle that says "Eat me," and a bottle that says "Eat me" appeared. So do you open it and try and get what's in there out, or do you just eat the bottle, or what?
Now I'm really nervous. I just want it to happen.
I just
Ooh.
can
feel
Edward
like
just stick it in his mouth and just hold it there?
Okay, can you give me the dimensions of this? It's obviously made out of glass. Is it like a tube? Is it like
It is it's a tube. It's a small vial. I would say that it is maybe 3 inches long and only half an inch in circumference.
is there like a reasonable opening, like a cork or a screw top?
Sure. A cork.
I uncork it and drink it.
Okay. Edward, you feel this horrible sensation in your stomach. It's as though you have every flu that mankind has ever known. Stomach flus, respiratory flus, bird flu, swine flu, all of the flus, camel flu.
What?
It's horrific. You feel nauseous and hot and cold, and every single part of your body aches as you are watching all of your friends grow into enormous, just terrifying giants. Each of you see your friend Edward disappear. Just in thin air, he does not appear to be alive. I mean, he is vanished, completely gone. This is almost like a replay of what happened in Jonathan Crandall's cabin, except he didn't get snapped in half.
I nervously look over to the pillars to see if Edward appears in ice.
He does not.
Nobody move. What if he's super tiny?
Well, then he'd float or drowned.
Oh,
Or
no, no.
swim? He's a good swimmer.
He is.
Well, I'm just saying we can't step on him.
Right, but I mean, like, don't create currents
Waves?
that'll make it harder for him to.
Edward, you are the size of a tiny little sugar ant. You're so small. And you see your friends looking around you, and you hear this thundering, booming voice of, "Don't make more currents." And then suddenly you feel this horrible sensation of being sucked down into the bottom of this mausoleum. But then you notice that there's this huge yellowish fur all around you. And the rest of you notice that Maslow, the pup, has dived off of Bellamy's head
Oh, shit.
and is now flopping around in the water. Edward, roll swim.
Sorry, there's a lot of dice in here, and I'm just trying to get my D100 out.
Are there any knives in there?
Only bats.
Ah, just bats. Is it the GeeklyCon Louisville bat?
Yes, the slugger.
Yes.
Okay, so I rolled a 57, but my swim is a 40.
Would you like to use any of your luck to make that a success?
Absolutely. So that's 17 luck points I must spend.
Okay. Edward, you're able to orientate yourself and understand that you are in this. It would be like being in a bed of seaweed and just being caught up in all of the muck and like these long tendrils. But you come to realize that you are in the dog's fur. And you are able to grab on to its tiny little hairs, and it begins paddling back up to the surface. And there you are, just on top of its head. The rest of you could no more see Edward than you could see a stray flea on this dog. Bellamy. You hear a voice say, "I got him."
I will look around. Hello? Which I say out loud.
"Mama, I got him."
I look at Clara.
Um,
Are you hearing that?
I heard you say hello. I'm assuming I
s-
don't hear the dog voice.
No
Are you
one
still
hears
hearing
this.
voices? Oh my gosh, is Edward in another room?
Oh my god.
It's not
he
Edward.
okay?
It's not Edward's voice. And the only voices I ever heard was your threes. I look at Nicholas.
Is it his voice?
It's not. And then I look down at Maslow.
Even though Maslow cannot smile at you because he is dog and you are human, it looks like his mouth is smiling at you. And he looks proud.
I will pick him up out of the water and like nuzzle him nose to nose and just like hold him like a little puppy. And I'm still like, I don't know what's happening.
Edward, you are very close to Bellamy's face.
Bellamy. Hey.
No. You don't hear that.
I didn't think so. That was so weird though. The voice said, I got him.
Do you think it could have been Maslow?
I mean, everybody speaks to their pets, but they don't speak back. Isn't that right, Maslow? You don't speak back.
No, I don't speak back.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've communicated with an animal, right?
Belle's face is she's in shock. You okay. So you got him? You got Fred?
Edward?
Oh shit. God damn it. I'm just gonna call you guys by your real fucking names. Oh, I wrote it in my notes too. That's all right. Oh, okay. So you got him. You got Edward?
The dog doesn't say anything. It just kind of keeps paddling there, kind of happy, but also getting real cold again.
Oh no, I picked him up and I'm holding him, remember?
How? The water is now at shoulder level for you.
I just said I did it. You let me do it, and you said Edward was very close to my face.
He's very close to your face because the dog is swimming next to your
'cause
face.
Okay.
God, I wish there was a drain in this room.
Well, there's a gap under the wall. It's just going very slowly.
Well,
Oh.
that doesn't help us at the moment.
Okay, so if Edward's super tiny, maybe he can get under it, but then I don't know how that helps the rest of
Can
us.
he hold his breath from? I hope. Yeah. Let's not think about that.
Well, how tiny
Edward.
is he?
I don't know.
Edward, let me know if there's any action that you want to take.
Do I hear Maslow?
Oh, no, 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 no. You hear the heartbeat and panting of a dog.
Okay. So obviously I should have thought of what reasoning I would have taken to drink this, but after hearing Todd and Clara talk about the drain and the gap between the floor and the wall, I will jump off of Maslow and dive into the water and try to reach wherever the current is like pulling from.
You sure?
That's like a mile
Oh.
down for you.
As you continue to go on your deep sea adventure, the pressure of the water all around you becomes too much to bear. But then as you try to swim back up, it kind of like gets worse because you get these horrific pains in your stomach and your lungs, and it's just it's a horrible sensation, really. More ice bodies appear and begin to melt. You are all at nose level. Some of you have to tread water in order to stay alive.
So this isn't good.
No. We need a plan B. Maybe the console? I don't know. How did Darius open the door?
How did you conjure that bottle, Bellamy?
Can't you conjure a door?
I attempt to conjure a door in the same way I conjured a bottle that said, "Eat me." And I think about it appearing in the wall.
Okay. You all see a door appear in one of the walls.
I swim over and attempt to open it.
Edward,
Oh no.
Just this is what you get for fucking up the world, man.
Oh.
I mean, if I die, I'm just gonna show up at the ice sculpture, right?
But do you have to
I'm
wait for
not-
this round of us to be
Yeah.
dead again? Is the real question.
No.
He didn't even make it out of the resurrection zone.
Yeah, exactly. We're at the save point. God, what like
If
if
we
I
open the
die,
door.
am I gonna be with a different version of us? And I
I
like
think
go
if
on a
you die,
different
I might
adventure?
have you play Nicholas Watley, actually.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
God.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Isn't he like the one that killed us? He was
No.
in the house with
Yeah.
Crandall.
No.
We don't know
Yeah.
Questionable.
He's the second son of Yag Sasha Sasa.
That one, yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything, Edward, that you wish you could have right now? Is there anything at all that you wish could just appear in front of you?
Tiny submarine.
I wish for a like a power bar that says drink me and it makes me bigger.
No, you just have to have a power bar that says drink me. You don't get to say what it does.
Oh, okay.
Just a power bar?
I wish for something to return me to my original size.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All of you are kind of like trying to swim toward the door that's at the very opposite end of this mausoleum. And your bodies are shaking and shivering. And then some of you are getting to a point where they're not doing that. It's so cold in here, and you've been in here for such a long time. And then you hear someone come through, and it's like they're walking through the water somehow. Edward, you see something in kind of like this old diving suit. And it walks up to you. And it takes you by your teeny tiny little fingies. And it pulls you up to where the hose is in its mouthpiece. And it stuffs you into the little breathing hole. And you feel this horrible sensation of being blown up like a balloon. Some of you getting larger than the rest of you. And all of you watch and kind of hear and see as the water rises slightly. And Edward just kind of appears next to you, but he looks very bloated. And then this diver from nowhere sort of pushes in your tummy, and you let out this burp. We should have plenty of those on file.
I was like, they say that?
And then the door opens from the other side, and you all are washed out of the mausoleum.
And is this figure still there?
What figure?
The diver?
You didn't see a diver.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Is my figure back to normal and no longer bloated?
I mean, you're a little gassy.
But definitely my physique is back to normal.
Does he
Yes,
still have
Okay, good.
abs for days?
abs for
Yes.
days.
But he's full of hot air.
We did it. We made it.
I will look around the new room we're in.
Oh, you're not in a room. You're in the backyard of Malsado Lago. But things look different here. As the water escapes, you notice that it just seeps into the ground. It doesn't make this like huge wave of water that just scatters all over the backyard. No, it seeps into the ground. It's going to wake up.
What's going to wake up?
St. Paxton and all of its residents. They're going to wake up now. I made it. I made it through. I
What?
didn't need him at all.
Okay.
You mind
That's
filling in some blanks here, Nicholas? Because I'm really cold and wet and not in the mood.
And you're sounding really questionable.
Oh, I'm not questionable. Your very existence, that's questionable. But I think maybe you've turned something on that you weren't supposed to turn on. I think you've done something that you weren't supposed to do.
How do you know about that?
Which thing?
I say nervously.
Because you've never done it without him before. I've watched you all for many, many years. Come in and out. Right, Bellamy? I told you about this. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
You
So-
remember him spying on us?
Well, not spying, just paying attention. He's trying to help.
I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to live like you. Is that so wrong?
/ and die like us?
Yeah, we're having a real rough time lately. I don't know if you want to live that way.
Okay, but here's a question, Nicholas. How come Clara's eye is still messed up? My arm is fine. The rest of us are all fine. Bellamy's actually better than fine. Look at her. But
What the hell does that mean?
What is happening?
What? She's just found her zen. But
Yeah, she
you,
looks fantastic. But
and he points to Clara,
yeah,
you did something dangerous.
yeah. I was trying to help, for the record. But yeah, you could call it
So,
risky.
if we've been the same-ish every time we've come back, and this time Clara didn't heal injuries that are, I mean, that's a pretty big deal, then yeah, we probably fundamentally changed something.
Is it because Darius wasn't here to reset it himself?
I think it is.
Would he be able to reset it and get my eye back?
No, I don't think so. I think that what happened to your eye is beyond Darius.
Oh,
I think what happened to your eye is something truly powerful. I'd be interested to see what happens to your eye the next time you decide to reset. Is it ever going to come back? That's an experiment we should be thinking about.
Yeah, see, when you say things like, let's experiment on you, you just still sort of sounding questionable,
Well,
Nicholas.
he didn't say he wanted to experiment on you. He just meant that in the natural flow of things, we're going to keep resetting. So as long as we remember, it'll kind of be like an experiment.
And I think this is the first time you've all remembered, right? You don't actually remember other lives. You remember reading about lives and maybe you saw them some way. But don't you actually remember right now?
Well, yeah,
Don't you feel memories?
We watched us come out one time, and Darius did something to us. We were really mad at him, and then we all seemed to calm down and then step out of the room, and I guess that was like another lifetime. But I think when we come back, we do remember, but he just wasn't here to remove it.
Which, I mean, honestly, maybe that was a good thing to remove it. It's a little
Wait,
hard remembering
I'm
dying.
questionable because I want to see what happens the next time you reset, but it's fine if someone erases your memories. That's fine with you? That's not
It's
questionable?
Darius.
I'm just saying, maybe I don't want to remember dying. Maybe I don't want to remember being eaten alive by a monster.
Maybe I don't want to remember sitting in a room for 9 months without eating or drinking.
V, can I ask a quick question? Watley,
Absolutely.
do we recall him in Crandall's house? Or was that something somebody saw So we know he was involved in some way when we all died.
You know that he was there when you all died.
And the house exploded, right? So he should have died with us.
Maybe.
I'm really bad with aim.
Okay. Watley, you just said that you came through, that something changed. And when we were in Crandall's house, you were there. Who are you?
I'm Crandall's son. I was suspicious because, once it was making a theme park, and then suddenly you all just disappeared. And where would I find you but at my quote unquote father's?
Wait, what? Quote unquote?
Crandall's never been one to take care of his responsibilities.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, he was trying to help us.
But you're not his responsibility.
Oh.
Hey, do you mind if I talk to my friends real quick and you just stand over there? And I start pulling Clara and Todd and Bellamy on a sidebar.
As you do this, Nicholas will kind of hold on to Bellamy's hand and just let her slip. Just the tips of your fingers slip away from each other as he pulls away his hand and smiles sweetly at Bellamy.
Does Bellamy come or does she resist?
I come with, but I'm smiling at Nicholas as I'm dragged away.
Look, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was reading that book in Crandall's house, it talked about his one love and that she was taken and was offered up by her father to some thing, and that 2 sons were born, a monster and a human boy. Do you guys remember me talking about that?
Yeah, but wasn't there something wrong with the boy?
Yes. Watley is Crandall's son.
But there's nothing wrong with him.
Well, there was
Is there?
2 of them. The monster and the brother.
Is this the monster like the monster that we saw in Crandall's house?
That's got to be his brother. Look,
So-
we can't trust him.
Yes, we can.
Bells, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we left you for 9 months, but we had no control over that. We died, and we
And
were stuck in a room.
Yes, you died because I left you. I left you to die. And then
That's-
Nicholas helped me. He helped me get through it and understand that I just had to live again until it ended properly and I would see you guys again. He's taught me so much, guys, so much. He's helped me in so many ways I just can't even describe it. He's my rock. He's trustworthy. I trust him.
Was he helping you to help you, or was he helping you to find a way to join you? I mean, I don't know. Trust is a tricky thing.
Don't you think it's curious that he is excited to have come through with us and that he has all these questions and that he has these feelings about Darius? Like, I don't trust him.
No, because we talked about it. It's not like he kept any of this a secret. This is all stuff we talked about.
What are you talking about? Like him watching us?
Well, he wasn't really watching. He was just paying attention. Like I said, he was trying to figure it out. He just wants to help.
What do you mean? So he was aware that we were dying and rebuilding in a room, and he has knowledge of this?
Yes.
Like,
The resets, he wants to understand why they happen.
why does he know about the resets?
I don't know. He doesn't know either. He just retains the memories. It's so
Exactly.
weird.
Then why do you have to even come through?
And wouldn't he just reset with everybody else?
But retain his memories?
Well, it sounds like, I mean, I don't think he's done this part before. This is something new. So maybe it's because of he and I's connection. I mean, even Maslow, I just got Maslow, but we have a special connection. And Maslow came through to as well.
Well, Bellamy, I don't think anybody's saying that he can't be trusted in entirely. It's just you've had 9 months. We've had, I don't know, but it seemed like yesterday.
And
It literally just happened for us.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's happening, and you've had a while to come to terms with it, and we just died.
No, and I get that. And I'm not asking you guys to like just completely trust him up front, but I mean, he's gonna be around. And I hope that you guys are gonna give him a chance and I want you to have the opportunity to realize that he's a really, really great guy.
Yeah, I think I just need more information. The little I know is not enough to make a judgment call on his personality or just give me time.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe we should all go inside, take hot showers, get into cozy, comfy clothes, and I could cook us up a meal.
Look, I'm good with that, but I am taking a hard stance. He does not stay with us. I do not trust him. We do not know him, and I do not feel comfortable him staying with us.
B. Was Nicholas staying in Masada Lago while my friends were dead?
Well, that's really up to you.
I think he was.
Oh boy.
He was sleeping in Todd's room.
No, he totally took Edward's. Are you crazy?
Yes.
Damn.
I think I don't know how many rooms are in the house. If there's an extra room, I think he was probably staying in an extra room and not in Belle's bedroom. But if there was not an extra room, he was probably staying in Edward's room.
Are you sure he wasn't staying in Darius's room?
Oh shit.
Oh.
I don't know if she would let
That's creepy.
Darius
Wait,
isn't
yeah.
you wouldn't, wait, hold on.
Here's
You
the
wouldn't let him
deal.
stay in Darius's room, or you let him stay in my room?
Darius isn't dead. He's missing, but Edward was like dead.
Good
So it was
save
like
there.
we agreed, and so it was kind of like, well, you can choose one of the 3 rooms.
Well,
And Nicholas felt
Mhm.
more comfortable in Edward's.
okay, but wait a
Wow.
second. But you were also hearing Edward's voice like the entire time, so
true.
there's no way.
Oh.
There's no way that would work. That
I-
would be so.
It would work. I mean, he was the one
cringeworthy.
that was like, it is cringeworthy, but like Edward wasn't saying, "Get that man out of my room." He was like,
He did say
"Belle,
don't trust
I'm
him, I think.
here." Yeah.
I think if anything, maybe Nicholas stays in Bellamy's room, but like sleeps on a sofa or something.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Like the Office.
A real horrific Edward from Twilight.
Ew.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh, this took a bad
This
turn.
was
No, I want him
He's
back in
getting
Edward's
creepy
room.
again.
Ugh.
It turned out to be worse than you could have ever imagined.
I have like a little tiny couch at the end of my bed, and that's where he sleeps curled up.
Michael Scott, yes.
Yeah,
When
that's what
he
I
was
said.
Jan.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I like the idea of him staying in my room, though. I feel like that would just
Edward's
make
like-
Edward's blood boil.
Okay. To Edward's room.
All right. So he just took a hard stance. He does not stay here. So he's gonna have to get some things out of your room.
He didn't live in this reality, or at least
It was a
actually, I don't
reset.
know how that works.
Maybe-
Yeah, we don't know if our stuff is here or not, but if it is, it's probably we're gonna have to do a little cleanup.
Wait,
you mean?
why does he have to get stuff out of my room?
I said I was isolated and he was really the only person who would talk to me, so he kind of ended up staying here a lot, and we're not really at a point in our relationship where we need to be sharing a room together necessarily. So
Wait, are you guys like a
Wait.
thing or just friends?
I'm not sure. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of in
As
the
you
middle.
say this, I'm not sure. You have this memory now that you're like standing here in this St. Paxton and in this reality. You have these really weird feelings about Edward. About, was there something between you?
What?
But there's like something there. It's so
Between-
weird.
Bellamy and Edward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I hate this. Okay.
This is just a really good opportunity for me to say, don't miss games. I'm just kidding.
That's it. Todd and I are just heading out on our own. Like,
And Todd's like, but I'm with Sam.
God damn it.
No, I
I don't
don't.
like Sam anymore.
I don't really want to talk about it. So let's just gloss over that. But yeah, well, let's just go inside and see if stuff is left.
Wait.
And
Bells, there are so many rooms
I told him
in
to
our
pick
house. Why did you let him stay in my
Bathroom,
room?
the dining
because you were
room.
dead and you
Living
weren't going to
room?
use it, and I told him to like pick a room he was comfortable in.
Well, but
Wow.
I'm
the
sorry.
most
I didn't
comfortable-
think you would have an issue with it. I mean, he didn't go through your stuff and touch things, and he didn't wear your clothes or brush his teeth with your toothbrush or any of that stuff. He
Wait,
brought
can we
his
get
own
back to the
things.
console
I
and
changed
just-
the sheets.
As Todd looks back to the console, thinking, well, perhaps we could just look all of this up and find an answer. You see that the mausoleum has completely sealed itself again. There is no door. There's nothing. It's just the mausoleum. No entrance, no exits, no windows, no cracks. No getting in and no getting out.
Guys, that's weird, right?
Or it's what always happens. Except we wouldn't know.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here, actually. So I'm not gonna head in with you guys.
Wait,
What do you
what?
mean?
This isn't the way I come in?
What?
What, Todd? Are you? Did you hit your head when
No,
we
don't
got
you
carried out by the
remember?
water?
No,
Uh,
it's all coming back. Like,
And Todd starts walking away from you and towards the bridge. It's going to be fine, right?
Todd, where are you going?
I will see you in like just a few minutes. Don't worry about me. I will be there. Just go in.
What the fuck is going on? First, Bells gives my room away, and
I
now Todd is having a moment and is leaving. What?
said I was sorry.
Look,
Guys,
we're
I
gonna
don't know.
finish this conversation
Let's
later,
go
Bells.
inside and see what happens with
Yes.
Todd. and and we can figure Watley out later.
He's not coming in.
No, he is coming in. He has to get warm. I don't want him to get hypothermia.
Hypothermia.
Oops. No, yes, he is coming in. He has to get warm. I don't want him to get hypothermia. He won't live here. You said you don't want him to live here. He's not going to live here. I think one night's not going to kill anybody.
Listen, guys, everything seems really heated right now, but could we please go inside?
Yes, that's where we're going. Maslow, come on. And I will put my arm around Nicholas's waist and guide him inside.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Dude, can you believe the way Bells is acting right now? Like, we died and she lived for 9 months, and all of a sudden he's more important than us.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine things from her point of view, thinking we were dead and being all alone.
As you all walk into the house, you notice that the decor is different. It's more gothic. You certainly remember in the last time that you were in Mosado Lago, it was modern, Scandinavian even.
And when we were outside, the landscape was similar to how we recall it. The island was intact for the most part.
The island looks different, but it's so dark, it's difficult to tell. You would certainly need better lighting.
Hey, V, I'm gonna be right back, okay?
And that's where we're going to call it. Just kidding.
Well, I don't know. I'm just glad that I didn't destroy the island and it's still here.
I mean, you kind of did destroy an island. I mean, it's kind of worrisome, really, to me, if I'm being honest. Like, you just walked right up to that console and just started doing it, and the whole island just was destroyed, Edward.
Well, destroyed is a strong word. I mean, here it is. We're standing in
Okay.
Masada Lago and we're all back together, however awkward and different it is.
Yeah. And I probably wouldn't use the word destroyed, but there's a whole thing with you attacking us, and that kind of got me concerned to start with.
When she talks about you attacking her, you feel these weird feelings and memories, kind of like you're having a conversation with an old flame. You're talking about things that make you uncomfortable, and you're feeling feelings that you might be thinking, this is why I got out of this relationship.
Look, I mean,
You also feel oddly very connected to her at the same time.
look, Clara, let's just drop it, okay? I mean, we're not going to come to an agreement on what happened. You think that I destroyed the world. I was just trying to get us out of the room, and
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. I have
I-
memories, and I thought that, I could have did whatever Darius was doing, and I just wanted us to get out, but
Yeah, I think your intentions were in the right place. It just there's something I never told you that I should probably tell you about when we're in that cave and I saw my parents. My mom spoke to me. And I didn't tell you about it because I didn't want to believe it. And I thought maybe I can just reason through it myself. I can figure out what was happening. But she spoke to me and she said, "You can't trust him. His father did this to us." And I think your father murdered my parents. And my mom didn't want me to trust you.
Uh,
And I didn't want to believe it. So I just didn't say anything.
Clara, I don't know what to say. Like, if that's true, I am so sorry. I mean, I wasn't that close to my father, and I mean,
Yeah.
I always knew he was into some shady business, but I'm not my father,
Yeah, I know.
and
I wasn't even gonna say anything. It worried me when you attacked Todd like that and tried to come after me too. Like maybe there was something behind it.
look, I'm not proud about what happened. I kind of lost control, and it's what I always hate about my father is I saw him like that all the time. Um, you know what? I need to get my head on straight, and I'm just
Yeah.
not feeling too good right now. So we'll catch up. We'll
Yeah.
talk later.
Okay.
And I start walking upstairs.
Bellamy and Nicholas are kind of right behind you. And you know how whenever you're walking in your house and you're just sort of doing so out of muscle memory and not so much out of thinking where you're going? That's kind of how each of you approach St. Paxton. Or, I'm sorry, how you each approach Mosado Lago. And you get to this point where, Edward, when you reach out to the door that you're used to going to sleep, your hands are bumped on each side, one by Bellamy and one by Nicholas, as you all reach for the doorknob to Bellamy's room. Todd.
Yes.
After several minutes, you find yourself at a door. Again, muscle memory sort of leads you to where you need to go. You take the key from under the mat and you unlock a door to a small yellow house with a red door. You tuck the key back underneath the mat and you walk inside. There is a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, all sorts of things. It's a very small, open concept. And there are books everywhere. Did you want to change clothes?
Yeah, I will grab a towel and dry off my hair, get changed.
You do so. You get into a sharp outfit and you walk into the basement. You punch in a code. Actually, I'm going to let you narrate here.
Okay, I will walk up to the pin pad and I will type in my code.
Beep, boop, beep. You hear a door. I'm sorry. You hear the lock. Well, let me see. You hear the locking mechanism as it clicks over.
I will pull the door open and step inside.
It's dark, but not what you. It's dark, but it's not anything that you didn't expect.
I will find the power breaker and switch it on.
There's a heavy clang as you flip the breaker on, and you see your tunnel with green lights all along the wall.
I will make sure the door is locked behind me and go down the tunnel.
You walk for a few minutes, and then you get to the dock underneath Malsado Lago. There are still boats here, you remember that. And there's a spiral staircase that leads up. There's also to the right a breaker.
I will flip the breaker.
You hear the clang and the green lights flicker off in the tunnel. It becomes completely dark again.
And I will take the stairs up.
As you take the stairs up, you get to a door. More of a hatch, actually. And there's a keypad.
I type in the same code.
It does not work.
Oh. I'll try to think back what I remember in these new memories if I'm even supposed to be going this way.
You do know that this is the door. But you do know that the code is different for this door than the one in your house. It would be unsafe to have the same password for multiple accounts.
Oh, yeah. I forget about these things. Security measures. This is so different. And then I will punch in the reverse of my birthday, which is my next go-to code number.
The locking mechanism opens for you.
Oh, that's a relief. I open the hatch.
You are in the pantry.
I will crawl out and close it.
Beneath you, there's just a wooden floor with a small rug over it.
And cover it up again. And then I will step out into the house. Hello?
Todd?
Yeah.
Clara sticks her head out from the staircase and sees that you're there.
Where did you come from?
I told you I'd be right back.
Okay. Welcome back?
Thanks.
That's okay. Cool. Glad you're back. I'm not gonna question it.
Like, well, don't you have like the new memories too? I mean, they're still a little fuzzy for me, but
When he says new memories too, you realize that it's extremely late and you have a speech to make in the morning.
Oh my god, the speech. And I'll just run off to my room.
Edward. Your hand is now stretched between that of Bellamy and Nicholas. Bellamy, do you say or do anything?
Edward?
Is this my room, from what I recall?
This is not your room. Now that you are here, you certainly recognize that this is Bellamy's room. You just have a certain comfort and muscle memory of going to that room instead.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to my room.
I guess the memories are. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving my thing. I guess the memories are still a little hazy.
Obviously.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just a little confused, I guess.
It's okay. Let's just go to our respective rooms and relax for the night.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower and clear my head and I don't know, maybe we can get something to eat later, like you were saying.
Yeah, well, I'll just meet downstairs in a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Um, so where's your room then, Watley? And I guess we're staying in the same room from what I hear.
Oh, no, that's not necessary. I'll take a shower in Bellamy's room and then I'll figure something else out. Hopefully I still have a house here, you know. No, I mean not here, but here.
Oh, there's plenty of rooms. I'm pretty sure Bellamy doesn't need you bothering her. Here, I'll show you where our guest room is.
Sorry, I have a big truck, small dick outside. So
If y'all could see me with this change.
You have a BTSD.
I'm so confused.
Sure. Sure. Whatever makes you more comfortable.
And then I will just kind of point in the direction of the room.
Watley goes in the direction that you point him, and he opens the door and gives you a little kind of a fuck you wave as he walks into the room.
What's the deal with him? Like, you and him, like,
Bellamy is like shrugging and opening her mouth but not saying words. We're I'm gonna go. I'm really cold, so I'm gonna go take a shower and I will see you later, she says with finger guns as she backs into her room and shuts the door.
As she finger guns you, you have this really strong memory of this current reality wherein you and Bellamy find yourselves kind of comforting each other after you and Clara have this really huge fight. And there's this kiss that happens and you didn't expect it to happen. It just
No.
kind of happened. And you don't know if it's ever happened before, but she gets really awkward and she says, "That can't happen again." And she finger guns and walks out. Bellamy, can you do that? That can't happen again. Finger
Oh
guns.
my god. That can't happen again.
And then you have this other memory of bumping into Bellamy at breakfast, and it just kind of like there's something there. There's like this tension, but neither one of you are going to say or do or give in to this. But as we all know, the longer you resist, the more intense the feeling is. And it gets to a point where your friends notice this chemistry about you. And then you just kind of shrug it off like, fuck, I can't be thinking about this. Who even knows if that's real, right?
As I shake my head with these newfound memories, I head over into my room and I immediately shed the clothing off my body and I jump into the shower.
As you open the door, you are greeted by a sloppy pile of fur, so happy to see you. This tiny little corgi bounds off of the bed and straight onto your knees and is just clawing at you, so excited, figurating in between your ankles, so happy that you're here.
I immediately pick up Clem and I embrace her with just pure joy. And I kind of do like a 360 as I twirl with her. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because let me tell you, shit is fucked up right now, Clem. I am so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too.
Have I heard her talk to me before? No, right? No. I must be tired. I'm hearing things, bells with Watley and
Bells with Watley.
what the are Clem?
Edward?
Am I dreaming right now? Are you talking to me?
And that's where we're going to call it.
Oh boy.
This new
Guys,
world
this
is
was-
fucked.
This is all of my young adult novel, just love coming through in this episode. I am so happy for it.
Oh my god, V. Fucking bravo. Bravo.
I love how when people are going to hear these episodes, they're going to be like, what fucking gear are we in?
Yeah.
all of them at one time.
The Rubik's Cube fell on like teen angst. Like
We're all younger in this reality.
Yeah. All of you
Younger
are
and
17
edgier.
years old. You've got to get to high school right away.
We go to high school with Nighthawk. It's great.
Oh my god.
Did everyone have at least a fun memory or time?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
All right. We're going to go take a knee
All right.
All right.
and stop, collaborate, and listen.